Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to 2024, the month of December. You have some amazing luck coming your way from Lord Venus, especially when it comes to matters to do with home and land and property and real estate. You also have a lot of change going on in your career space at this time and some tensions with your money. We're going to talk about that and we're going to break it down into a chronological bit by bit as the month goes through the month of December. Before we break it down for you, okay, before we get into those details, in our 20 to 30 minutes together here today, welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Lori Lothian. I do use the Western Tropical Zodiac. I love whole sign houses. I use fixed stars and minor asteroids in my toolkit to help you time your best life. And in December, we'll be using all of these tools liberally. Also want you to know that I have one thing I'm promoting or sharing during this month's video, and that is that I have two things actually. Oops, my 2023 All Signs video is out. So if you want to get that now, it's 2025. It's 12 videos, one for each sign. And you can buy the package, and that's like 2 hours times 12, 2,400 hours of content. Did I do the math right? Or you can buy your individual sign. It has a PDF guidebook written by me for each sign separately. It has different information. It has audio download, video download, and the unlisted link as well on my YouTube channel where you can watch this content. It's my fundraiser to buy microphones, time stampers, staff to help me with my channel, do research for my videos, that kind of thing. So if you want to help me grow and support me and get that content, which will never be on YouTube ever, then this is your chance to grab it. Okay, so keep it in mind. And my Substack, new articles coming out, the Pluto Chronicles. I just started a Substack column. It's also going to be a podcast called the Pluto Chronicle Podcast. But right now, I just have the article starting up. And if you want to get the free subscription and to know about Pluto and Aquarius over the next 20 years, I'm going to be dedicating a lot of writing time to that. So come on and over and dive into that with me. Check below to subscribe to Substack, my free subscription newsletter. Now, let's start talking about the month of December, Scorpio. We start off by talking about Mars, Venus, and Mars, Venus, and Mercury. And then we're going to break it down to the itty bitty transits of the month, the details of this week, that week, onwards. But more importantly, Mars is the Lord of your sign, as he is also the ruler for the Aries people. Mars is moving retrograde. And that is important for you because you are always going to be influenced by a planet in retrogradation. That's your own planet. He began retrograding on December the 6th, and he will be entering the story of you and him and retrogradation as you guys get to dance the backwards dance, the moonwalk. You're doing the moonwalk in the Leo part of your sky. Well, for you, where your Lord Mars, December 6th, begins to go retrograde, is in your 10th house of career. This retrograde beginning on December 6th will still be retrograde Mars, right? Till January 6th, but retrograde in your 10th house between December 6th and January 6th. Are you a Scorpio sun, moon, and rising? With your sun, moon, and rising in the first 7 or 8 degrees of the sign of Scorpio, then you really get pulled backwards in your career here. You're really moving back in time to look at things that you are up to in the month of Mars going direct November. Mars, November the 4th to December the 6th was going forward into the first 6 degrees of your 10th house. And then he's like, I got to change my mind. I'm going back. What is he doing? He doesn't sometimes he's redo, revise, rethink, revision. You might have tried to go forward on a career endeavor or opportunity or situation. You may have quit your job and you're regretting it. You may have, applied for a job, not sure you're going to get it. Something is going on in the work setting that you went forward on from November 4th, and now you're going to back it up and rethink it. So keep in mind, that is your retrograde cycle, December 6th through to January 6th in your 10th house of career. And we'll be bringing this story into some more focus a little bit later when we break the whole month down bit by bit. When we look at Venus, the goddess of love, Venus is moving into the sign of Aquarius on December the 6th through to January the 2nd. And as she moves into Aquarius, she will be sitting on Pluto at first. This is a big deal, and you're going to feel it as a big deal. We will break it down, the Pluto story, in a little bit more detail later. But the first thing I want you to know about it, or the most important thing I want you to know about it, is that this is Venus moving into your property, land, and real estate story. And with her presence there, December 6th to January 6th, December 6th to January 2nd, you could have a huge amount of enjoyment of your home life. You might be spending more time home with the people you love, having dinner parties, enjoying your company of people in your home. Some of you may have guests visiting you who are especially women. You may also beautify your home, decorate your home, fix up your home. All of these things happen with Venus in the sign of Aquarius. So having her move there, it depends on your time zone, 5th or 6th of the month, is going to make your home life very beautiful. And I think some of you might even think about it as, is it time to purchase a beautiful new home? Or is it time to redesign my home? Is it time to bring more romantic love into my home? How you do this is up to you. We'll break down some of the cool stuff she's doing as she moves through the 4th house of home, property, and land as we get through the month ahead. And Mercury, what about Mercury? Oh my goodness, he is retrograding. And this is a big deal. It's a long, long stay of Mercury in your 2nd house of money, earnings, resources, the financial matters of your life, your ability to pay your bills through the money you make. And Mercury entered the 2nd house of bill payments, the Sagittarius zone, way the heck back on November the 2nd. And he doesn't fully leave until January the 7th. However, it is his retrograde that is going to involve the month of December. On the 26th of November, he begins to retrograde through till December the 15th. And this can mean that situations from the past, especially connected to work, because we have a Mars retrograde in the 10th house, and then we'll have a Mercury retrograde in the 2nd house. So matters to do with your work situation in the first 2 weeks of December can be about the past. Are work opportunities from the past coming back? Are you negotiating changes in your work connected to things that were happening in November? Are you having conversations regarding your pay, like how much money you get, and are you going back on what you wanted? Because the retrogradation started of Mercury. When did he start retrograde? November the 26th. So November the 2nd to 26th, you were going forward in your money, earnings, resources. And then now the 26th, you're going backwards, rethinking, revising, renegotiating something financially to do with work and career, as an example. So he will be going direct, of course, on December 15th. And then you can go forward with money, with your career matters. Now, some of you may be dealing with problems to do with inheritances during this transit as well. And, negotiating, renegotiating inheritance money, taxes, money matters to do with your mortgage or your credit cards. All of that is very much a theme, especially if you're trying to tidy up loose ends from things in the past regarding financial matters and those other sources of money, bank loans, banking situations, mortgages, investment monies, inheritance monies. That can be very much a big deal for you in the month of December, especially until the 15th with the retrogradation. It indicates things from the past are definitely having to be readdressed on the matter of the axis of money matters. And it could be money you share with a spouse as well. The monies you have together and some rethink, and renegotiations of those financial matters. All righty, we're going to now break down the month into the chronological order of the dates that you need to pay attention to. So let's get going, shall we? We're starting off on the happiest note, December 1st and 2nd. Venus, the goddess of money and love, is going to be at the end of Capricorn, your 3rd house, and flowing in a lucky trine to Uranus in the marriage house. It looks like the first couple of days of December, you might end up with a golden opportunity to travel with a significant other, a breakthrough in the social media online world if you put creative projects into it, some kind of exciting, exhilarating shift regarding educational opportunities and contracts. something going on this to do with your partner in love that you already have, your long-term love partner, and their siblings, or things to do with travel opportunities with them and in their own life. Just lucky surprises, lucky developments are going on. For a lot of you, it could be an unexpected travel opportunity, and it's going to bring pleasure, joy, and enjoyment into your life. And it may also involve a younger sibling. On December the 3rd through to the 7th, there's a lot going on this first week, so bear with me. But on the 3rd to the 7th, we see a Saturn square the sun. Okay. And we also see Saturn, the sun opposite Jupiter, and that's called a T-square. It looks like a big triangle, and Mercury gets mixed into this hot mess. So around the 3rd to the 7th of the month, there's a lot of tension in the sky for you in the area of your sky that represents your earnings, your money, your resources, your possessions. Like I have a car, I have a house, right? So all of those energies are highly activated. And there is a square to Saturn in the house of romantic love. There's a square to Saturn in the house of your children or your entrepreneurial or creative projects. And there's a square from Saturn to Jupiter in your 8th house of chunky money. And in essence, that whole 3rd to the 7th, this is a difficult story because there's a positive one coming. Looks like you have a action, decision, crucible, tension area. How to resolve money matters with a lover, with a child, with your creative projects, with your entrepreneurial business. And it's money and those matters. Now, the good news here, and there is good news, is that first of all, Mercury on the 6th of the month is in the heart of the sun in your 2nd house. And look for phone calls, emails, and text messages on the 5th, 6th of the month, time zone dependent, when Mercury's in the heart of the sun, that are breakthroughs and really positive about matters to do with your financial situation in life. So yes, there's tension, but there's also luck. And Jupiter and Mercury, even though they're in each other's signs and not doing so well in houses 2 and 8, they're in a mutual reception. And I'd say stabilizing your long range money is a possibility in a lucky way around the 5th and 6th of the month of December. Venus, the goddess of love and money and beauty, is also entering at the 6th or so, or 7th, time zone dependent, your 4th house of land, home, property, and real estate. And she loves you up tremendously, okay, because she's giving you a really beautiful flow to the nodes of fate, from the 6th house to the north node in the 6th, from the 4th house conjunction to Pluto, power, wealth, the power of love, the love of power, but riches. It's a wealth yoga in the house of legacy wealth, family of origin, inheritances, land, property, real estate, and in a general flow to Jupiter. By the way, good for buying and selling real estate, renegotiating mortgages. But this Venus is also flowing to the north node in the work house, a dream opportunity, a work opportunity close to home, a fated and destined opportunity for a rental property as a landlord or a tenant. A beautiful opportunity may be emerging here for you as well, connected to some kind of situation with a pet. Like you could get a fated destined pet. I mean, it sounds like the weirdest thing, but you could get a fated destined pet. You could quit an addiction or bad habit that comes from your family system, like your parents drank or smoked and you just quit. That's going to happen for you as well. An opportunity to pay off or pay down debt coming from money or riches from your mom or your dad or your family line. Okay. Those are stories looking really powerful on the 5th, 6th, 7th of the month of December. When I talk about this T-square in the sky, one thing I want to notice for you is that this Mercury opposite Jupiter energy in the T-square, the 3rd to the 6th, 7th, it's also kicking you back to November 18th when Mercury was also opposite Jupiter. So if you could go back to November 18th and give it a few days at either side, you might notice the first week of December is playing out similar themes around your financial matters. Maybe you tried to get a job change or renew a mortgage or finance a property or sell a property or something like that. What were you doing around November 18th, a few days before and after? Because now you're going back to look at it again. And I like this a lot in the sky. The T-square is the same energy as November, but you do have some love from Venus and Pluto to Jupiter in the 8th house. So this means it's not like it was in mid-November, right? It's different. It has more luck and power to it. Now, on December the 12th, there's a cosmic lovers battle. Venus is opposite Mars, and this is very intense, but can be very passionate. In this case, it looks like it's, okay, first of all, if you were a single Scorpio, you could have a massively passionate office romance, okay? Mars is in your 10th house, retrograde. It's been sizzling away for a while, and now you guys are finally, taking up the office romance and doing something about it. Another opportunity here is something to do with a work opportunity that brings wealth to your home, but also some tension between the work and the pleasure and the power of love in the home. And even if you have to move a home with this or change your home or refinance a home, you're so busy at work, or you're going backwards to be busy at work. And there's just this like what you want to cut away from in the work and what you need to unite regarding the home. And it's just a lot going on. So you feel a big tension between work and home matters in the part of the sky of December 12th. Okay. A day or two before and after. There's a big full moon on December the 15th. The full moon is lighting up a completion, a fulfillment on chunky money. Is it an inheritance? Is it a tax rebate? In the 6 months that follow, in comes the inheritance, in comes the tax rebate, the insurance payout, the royalty income from your book, stock investments, good, bigger advertising income. Jupiter will be direct by February 4th. He's retrograding now. February 4th to June the 9th, chunky money is landing on your head for sure, somehow, some way. And this moon is a part of that. So it's completion, fulfillment, harvesting. And it goes back to what you were doing in June. What were you doing in June when we had a new moon here? Because now this is the fullness of the June story. You may have got a stock investment. Now it's going to pay off. You may have changed your tax structures. You may have, gotten an inheritance notification, but now you fulfill it because the money comes through. You may, revise the way you look at your long-range finances with this Jupiter. Saturn keeps saying stabilize your long-range finances. But whatever's going on in the full moon, it's good for your money, and it lasts for up to 6 months after the full moon of the 15th of December. Also in the middle of the month, on the 14th, and the 16th of December, around that time, Mercury will be trining Mars. Wow, great energy in your career space and in your money space. And therefore, it is possible, because at this juncture, you're going to have Mercury stationary and then direct, that you're looking at a big pivot point, a massive turning point regarding matters to do with money and work. So money and work stories are pivoting for you in positive and lucky ways on the December 14th, 16th timeframe. And then December the 19th to the 20th, we get Venus loving up Jupiter in a beautiful expansion opportunity trine. Venus is moving through your 4th house of property and real estate. Jupiter's in the house of banking, mortgages, lenders, credit card debts, chunky money from inheritances. I can't pretend it's not here, but Pluto, Venus can mean money from mom and dad or up the family line coming your way. It could be a Christmas gift. It doesn't have to be an inheritance. December 19th and 20th. But whatever I'm seeing here, connections to childhood, home, land, property, real estate, finances, mortgages, etc., and a big, beautiful yes. Everything looks so good for you. It's lucky. It's so lucky. And it's good for your financial matters. Jupiter is still retrograde till February 4th. So even though December 19th, 20th trine of money luck is here, it may be until February 4th, you're not really fully going forward. But if you wanted to buy a house or sell a house, refinance or mortgage a house, any of these things, obviously, it could take until February 4th to fully flesh itself out. So that would be saying yes and. And now with Jupiter retrograde, it's not a surprise either. Things have been going on with Jupiter retrograde since October 9th to do with mortgages, properties, and chunky money. And now Venus and Pluto say at the bottom of your sky, they're powering it up and giving you a big yes. Yes, I got the mortgage. Yes, I got the house sale. Yes, I'm buying a house. Yes, I'm refinancing. Golden opportunities. On December the 21st, all the way to the 30th, if that's not crazy, I don't know what is. There is a square between Jupiter and Saturn and Jupiter are in a tug of agendas. Saturn says, let's stabilize your romantic life, your creative life, your entrepreneurial life. Let's stabilize your goals and wishes for, not wishes, but fifth house, stabilize your natural talents and abilities in some way that you wish to amplify by practice, discipline, and focus. My Scorpio rising sun is putting content out as a TikTok artist every day. He's a musician. That's discipline in his creative art. So who has Saturn, you guys, since 2023? It's a downer on your sexy romantic time, but it's good for creative discipline. Or discipline trying to get pregnant if you and your partner are trying to do that, every day, looking at the ovulation cycle. So Saturn in the fifth house is going to square Jupiter in the eighth house. And this could be some real sluggy vibe regarding what it is you need to do to increase your financial resources. But also you have to attend to some disciplined focus with entrepreneurial, with your children. Your children, if you have them, adult or young, I don't care what, some hardship there, you're really focused on them, they're a burden, but there's a lot of desire to amplify the money story, because even though it's a Jupiter-Saturn square, which takes you back to mid-August, okay, go back to August 19th last year, 2024, well, this year, there was a square there in the same place of your sky. And a week or two before and after, you had the same kind of tension. Was it with a child? Was it with, a lover and romantic partner? Whether it was the creative project stuff and your money stories? Was the money with your significant other a problem as it pertained to pleasure spending or something? And you need to curtail the spending. But this is more than what I just said, because what is happening is that on December 26th and 27th, then it becomes another T-square in the sky. This is going to be Mercury opposite Jupiter square Saturn. This is what you already experienced back December 3rd to the 6th. So December 3rd to the 6th is another T-square just like it. We're back again. What was going on December 3rd to 6th? Now you're going to do it all over again. This time, Mercury on December 26th is moving direct. Yay. And Jupiter is receiving that direct motion, squaring Saturn. Major changes in your money stories connected to something going forward in a positive way, but having to deal with concrete and tangible restrictions with your children, with your creative projects, with your romantic love life. It could be positive. It just requires decisions, like your partner's pregnant. And now you guys are looking at new money stories that you need to think about feeding a third mouth or housing a third body in the family system, right? Now, as we move forward into the sky, and we look at December 27th, Venus squares Uranus. Well, given it's Venus, it could still be lucky. Okay, so you had a Venus trine Uranus from Earth to Earth. Now we have the square. That's a whole different ballgame, no doubt about it. It could be a surprise about money or a shock, but let me break it down in a little bit more detail. I just was spinning my wheel and I lost you guys because I moved us way down the pipeline. This is what happens. I cannot show this to you. I give up on it because I can't pin the sign and move the planets. I can only pin Aries with my software. All right. So March. No, what am I doing in March? For frig's sakes. Did I go by years? Yeah. Sorry, guys. We're going to talk about Venus square Uranus. Venus is in Aquarius, squaring Uranus in the sign of Taurus. Venus is in your fourth house where Pluto sits, as I mentioned. Uranus is still moving through Taurus, your marriage house. There is a shock or a surprise coming from a business partner, a client or audience member, or your significant long-term marriage partner, and it connects to home property, real estate matters. And also going to be a surprise around a contractual agreement regarding home, land, property, and real estate. It can still be positive. Venus is a wealth goddess, and it could be a shocking offer to buy your home, and it surprises you because you thought you'd never get it sold or the price was too high. So this is December 27th, and it looks more or less positive. Then finally on December the 30th, a new moon in Capricorn. It's a 9-degree moon, and Capricorn is your third house. A new beginning is going to emerge regarding an opportunity for learning, like going to college or skills-based class, a licensing class, new beginnings revolving around your neighbors and neighborhood. Maybe you're moving. December 30th, add 6 months to a new neighborhood. New beginnings in the third house, Queen, new beginnings with how you relate to a sibling younger than you, aunts, uncles, cousins, and nieces and nephews. A new beginning in your writing project, your social media world, your writing projects, and a fresh start on December 30th. Add 2 weeks to see the lay of the land and up to 6 months to know the rest of it. Now, you will still have that Mars transit going through your 10th house at the time of the new moon. But by January 6th, Mars will open into your 9th house, which indicates as well new opportunities connected to far off foreign shores and lands, and new travel opportunities coming off the new moon in a travel house. And Mars in the 9th house indicates December the 30th at about 6 months. Some of you are gallivanting about to foreign shores and foreign lands on some kind of adventure. Usually it's overseas, international travel is a vibration of what Mars is up to for you. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out my 2024 All Signs videos. Thank you, guys. I'll see you 25 All Signs videos. I'll see you hopefully on my channel. Like, subscribe, try me out. Big hugs.